I'm going to talk about herbs, but the herbs I'm going to talk about are things that you probably have always seen as just weeds in the garden. And an important part of knowing about your weeds in the garden or your herbs is being able to identify them, but not only that, to know what you do with them, how you can use them, and why they would help you, and in what area they would help you.
Hi, I'm Barbara O'Neill. If you're over 50 and feeling anxious about managing blood pressure or keeping your arteries clear, I have some herbal remedies that might be game changers for you. Today we'll explore 5 herbal drinks that not only offer a delightful taste, but also bring significant heart health benefits. Healthy arteries are essential as they transport oxygen-rich blood to all parts of your body, ensuring optimal function. Maintaining balanced blood pressure is crucial to prevent heart complications and support a longer, healthier life. Let's discover how these drinks can become your heart's trusted companions. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to our subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win. Now let's get started.
The other herb is hawthorn berry. Hawthorn berry strengthens the heart. In fact, if the blood pressure's low, it'll bring it up. If it's high, it'll bring it down. Remember Psalm 104 verse 14, God made herbs for the service of man? The hawthorn berry comes in, and whatever your body needs to do, whatever your heart needs to do, it will work with that. So you can take it in many ways. You can take it as a herb tea. If you take it as a herb tea, being a dried berry, it needs to be gently simmered. And the rule of thumb is 2 teaspoons to a cup of water, and ideally you would have a litre of that a day. Or you can buy it in a capsule form or a tablet form, and you can take up to 4,000 milligrams a day. It's a very safe herb, and you can use it even in conjunction with blood pressure medication.
Hawthorn berry is a powerful natural remedy celebrated for its cardiovascular benefits. This remarkable herb helps regulate blood pressure by raising it when it is too low and lowering it when it is high, making it a valuable aid for those with hypertension or hypotension. Beyond blood pressure modulation, hawthorn strengthens heart muscles, improves circulation, and enhances arterial health by promoting the dilation of blood vessels and increasing blood flow. It also has antioxidant properties that combat free radicals, protecting heart tissue from damage and reducing the risk of chronic heart conditions. Despite these significant benefits, hawthorn is often overlooked by mainstream medicine in favour of synthetic drugs. However, it provides a safe, balanced, and effective alternative without the side effects commonly associated with pharmaceuticals. To incorporate hawthorn into your routine, simmer 2 teaspoons of dried berries per cup of water and drink up to a litre daily for optimal cardiovascular support and vascular health.
Cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is a remarkable herb. And cayenne pepper has 3 effects. Cayenne pepper, number 1, thins the blood. Number 2, it is a vasodilator. So I'm teaching you some medical terms here. Does everyone remember what a vasodilator is? It opens the blood vessels. So if the blood vessel's this wide, you take a vasodilator, it'll open it this wide. A vasodilator, vaso meaning vascular, blood system, it opens the blood vessels. So that's number 2, what it does, it's a vasodilator. So that's number 2. And number 3, it strengthens the arterial walls. So if a person has had a build-up in the arteries. If I had build-up in my arteries, I would not have a bypass. What I would do is I would start taking 2 capsules of cayenne pepper 3 times a day. Strengthens the arterial walls. Some people say, but is that safe? Does anyone ever say to their doctor when they're given cholesterol-lowering medication, is that safe? Or when they're given aspirin, is that safe? Do you know, they're not. They're not. But remember what the doctor says, it's impossible to abuse cayenne pepper. It might feel like it's burning, but it's tingling. The other doctor said it'll never cause a lesion. You know what that means? It will never damage the lining of your gut. And if you've got a stomach ulcer, it'll even heal that. Yeah?
How many capsules was it again?
2 capsules 3 times a day. Now that's quite a strong dose, but if someone's coming off blood thinning medication, and if anyone's on warfarin, because you know that's what it is, it causes rats to bleed to death, so they don't just give as much to humans. But I've known people that have said they just brush their arm and they bruise. Their blood just comes out of their nose. They're on too much. So that can be stopped immediately. I can't tell you what to do with your medication, but I can tell you what I would do, and I would go on 2 capsules 3 times a day. Remember what the good doctor said, a medical doctor in Jethro Kloss's book, he says, you cannot overdo it. You cannot abuse cayenne pepper. And you watch, if you're taking that much, your digestion will improve, your bowels will become nice and regular. Some people say, but isn't it a stimulant? It is, but do you know what it stimulates? Blood. It's a blood stimulant. I'm not interested in a nervous system stimulant, which is caffeine, which is refined sugar, which is alcohol, which is nicotine. They're nervous system stimulants. But remember what Leviticus 17:11 says, the life of the flesh is in the blood. So anything that stimulates blood stimulates life. Yes?
Cayenne pepper is an impressive natural remedy for those focused on blood pressure and arterial health. Beyond merely strengthening arterial walls, cayenne is known for its ability to help clear clogged arteries. This powerful effect is often overlooked, perhaps because it challenges the conventional dependence on pharmaceutical solutions. Cayenne promotes increased circulation and can naturally lower blood pressure, providing a comprehensive approach to heart health. Incorporating cayenne into your daily routine can be as simple as brewing it into a warming, spicy tea. Even a small daily dose can yield substantial benefits over time. Embracing cayenne goes beyond spicing up your meals. It's about harnessing its healing power to rejuvenate and protect your cardiovascular system. By turning to such natural remedies, we reconnect with holistic methods that support and invigorate the body without relying on synthetic chemicals.
So I'm going to start with one that I'm not going to touch. And you'll know why I'm not going to touch it, because it is stinging nettle. And I found this wonderful specimen this morning. Stinging nettle. Did you know that in the little cottage gardens when people first settled in, is that wind? When Australia was first settled, the English colonies, and they had gardens, they always had a bed of stinging nettle. And stinging nettle can be used for in a stew. You can use it like spinach, and we want rubber gloves on it, really thick rubber gloves, and you cut it up and you put it in your stew, and as soon as it cooks it limps, and when it limps, of course you've got no more of the prickly things, and also it annuls, so to speak, the stinging of it. So why would you use stinging nettle? Stinging nettle's roots go deeper than any other root, And because the roots go so deep, they are able to access minerals way down deep in the earth. The top plants can't actually access the minerals that the roots get if they're way down deep. So this stinging nettle, and you can almost tell because it is so dark green, you see the darker the green, the higher the mineral content. So at Misty Mountain Health Retreat, we serve our guests breakfast like a king and lunch like a queen and tea like a pauper. And so the evening drink that we give our guests is broth, and we cook onions with the skin on it and potatoes with the skin and celery and all the celery leaves, and we slowly cook that for about 4 hours, and in the last half hour we'd put stinging nettle in. And for a maybe 5-6 litre pot, we'd put about that much stinging nettle in. And then before we serve it, we strain it. So all the minerals that are in all those vegetables and all the minerals that are in that stinging nettle go into the water. So I say to our guests, aren't you glad we don't ask you to eat stinging nettle? We just drink the water from it. So all the minerals that are in the plants are now in the broth. So we strain that. And what we strain out is it's basically not good for much because all the minerals are now in the water. And I know an old Aussie habit, the ladies used to cook their veggies on a Sunday and cook their roast, and then the water from the vegetables they would make their gravy with. That was because it gives a nice flavour. You know what the flavour is? The flavour is minerals. So before we serve our broth, we put a couple of spoons of Celtic salt in it, and our guests love that broth at night. It really is what women used to call stock, yeah? And they'd have their big old fuel stove and a big pot, and they'd cut up their carrots and put the tops and the ends in, and they cut up their onion and put the onion skins in. That's basically what we do. First 2 days at Misty Mountain Health Retreat are juicing days, so we just put the veggies together. But on the cooking days, there's always a broth pot in the kitchen, and when the parsley is being cut up, all the sticks from the parsley they put in the broth. And it's the best stock. So feel free to do that. Feel free to put your stinging nettle in, make a nice big broth pot, because then you can freeze it in little containers, and it's a great base for soups, great base for cooking your legumes, and a great evening meal is just having that cup or two of broth, very high in minerals. The nettle is also reported to help with the inflammation of the prostate gland. The nettle, being very, very high in minerals, is high in iron, so it's very good for people who are a little bit challenged with anemia. But the main cause of anemia is low hydrochloric acid, and tonight, in my lecture on the gut, I'm going to show you how you can boost hydrochloric acid levels to heal anemia, to help get that iron out of the food. So that's what you would use stinging nettle for.
Stinging nettle, often dismissed as a common weed, is a hidden gem in natural health, especially when brewed as a tea. The heat neutralises its stinging properties, making it safe and enjoyable to consume while unlocking its impressive nutrient profile. Nettle is rich in iron, magnesium, and vitamins A, C, and K, offering a powerful nutritional boost. It's remarkable for promoting kidney health, reducing inflammation, and supporting overall well-being. Despite its reputation, nettle stands in stark contrast to the processed foods many consume daily, filled with artificial and unpronounceable ingredients. Embracing nettle tea is an opportunity to reconnect with natural, time-honoured remedies that offer simplicity and genuine benefits. In the modern rush for convenience, we often overlook the wisdom of nature. Nettle tea embodies that wisdom, providing a simple yet potent way to nourish the body and promote health directly from the garden.
Garlic is also a blood thinner and vasodilator. Ginger is also a blood thinner and also a vasodilator. Hippocrates said, "Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food." How nice when medicine can be our food. I've had some people say to me, I'm spending a fortune on supplements. How nice when our food can be our healers. Ginger can be taken in many ways. My favourite is to grate it and pour boiling water on it and drink it. I love a hot ginger tea. We also put it in some of our juices. If I'm travelling and there's nothing to eat and I see there's a juice bar, I'll get carrot, celery and apple juice with double ginger. Oh, it's very nice. Now we're going to have a look at ginger. Ginger can be used internally and ginger can be used externally. Internally, it's an anti-inflammatory, but it's probably mostly known for its anti-nausea effect. If you buy car sickness or seasickness tablets, it's compressed ginger. Now the easiest way I think to have this is to grate it. So you grate it on that little grater and you'll grate about a teaspoon and you put it in a little teapot and pour boiling water on it and let it sit probably 10 minutes. Now that might be too strong for you, but I love it. I love it like that. If it's too strong, you just water it down a little bit. If someone's very cold, maybe they've been caught out in the cold or something and it's very hard to warm them up, give them a cup of hot ginger tea and it will warm them up very nicely. So it can be used for nausea, it can be used to warm a person if they're chilled or cold, and you saw too it is one of the recipes in the flu bomb. I was at a function, it was a health seminar, and in the break everyone went and had their herb teas and there was a girl with a tiny little grater grating ginger. And I said, ginger. She said, I'm an entertainer, I'm a singer. She said, I was in Greece last year and I lost my voice. And a little Greek lady made me a hot ginger tea. She said, I sung that night. So she said, I travel with my little grater everywhere I go. So very nice on a sore throat or hoarse throat.
Ginger is a vital component of my natural health toolkit. Renowned not just for its ability to soothe nausea or add warmth, but as an effective aid for maintaining healthy blood pressure and supporting arterial function. Often underappreciated, ginger enhances blood circulation and dilates blood vessels naturally, promoting lower blood pressure and assisting in clearing arterial blockages. One of the simplest ways to benefit from ginger is by brewing a robust tea. It's surprising how many question the efficacy of such a basic remedy. How can something so straightforward be so powerful? That's the brilliance of nature's solutions. While many turn to complicated pharmaceutical treatments, the answer may already be waiting in the kitchen. Ginger tea not only offers comfort but acts as a potent, natural medicinal drink that nurtures heart health. So when you sip that spicy brew, remember you're making a valuable choice for your cardiovascular health.
The next one we're going to look at is chickweed. And I found some very good specimens of chickweed. Now chickweed looks very, very similar to radium. Yeah, you probably can hardly see the difference there. So there is a way to tell the difference. And with the chickweed, it'll have one little rootstock and the plant can spread right out about this big. In fact, if I've got chickweed in my garden, I know all I have to do is go underneath, find the root, and I've got all of that away. It'll spread out. And chickweed is a delightful herb. Feel free to come up and have a chew of the leaf. It is not bitter at all, so it's very, very nice in your salads. So the chickweed can be thrown in your soups and your stews and all the minerals will go in there. But you can see how the leaf is not as dark as the stinging nettle. It still has some iron, it still has some minerals, but it has quite a shallow root. I don't think I picked any root there. But medicinally, the chickweed is an anti-itch herb. And I know when my children had contact with chickenpox or measles, you know, the next few days we're weeding in the garden and my daughter Emma would say, leave the chickweed, Mum, we're going to need that. And for measles, chickenpox, you know, itchy things, you can pour boiling water on it and the tea, when it cools, you can put into ice trays. So you've got chickweed tea ice cubes. And when someone has an itch, they get that out, and you know what ice will do to itch? So if ever you've got an itch, don't scratch it, because when you scratch an itch, it brings relief, but then what does it do? It's even worse. And if the scratching continues, the skin can break, and if the skin breaks, then an infection can come. Whenever you feel itch, grab an ice cube and just hit it. Now the beauty of making chickweed tea ice cubes, you've got a double effect of not only the ice to kill the itch, but you've also got the herb. If someone has chickenpox, measles, you can make a bath and throw a heap of chickweed in the bath and they can bathe in the chickweed bath. Can you see that? That will actually stay there. If I pull that hard, I can break that little inside thread. But that little thread in the middle is your identifying factor. So that's the main thing with chickweed. It can be eaten. It's got nice array of minerals in it, and it's anti-itch.
When we take a closer look at chickweed, its unassuming nature holds more than meets the eye. Many don't realise that drinking chickweed tea can be incredibly beneficial for overall health. When steeped, this modest herb releases a rich blend of vitamins and minerals, creating a potent brew that supports digestion, enhances skin health, and boosts overall vitality. Despite this, modern diets often overlook such natural wonders, instead opting for processed foods packed with additives and minimal nutrition. Isn't it curious that we bypass wild, nutrient-rich herbs in favour of synthetic options that may increase dependency on medications? Advocating for a return to simplicity, I encourage incorporating chickweed not just as an interesting addition, but for its genuine health advantages. It's an invitation to re-evaluate our views on nourishment and reconsider the true value of nature's gifts in our everyday diet. Thank you for being here today as we explore these life-boosting herbal teas. If you found the insights valuable, be sure to like, share and leave a comment. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe for more health tips and wellness secrets. Let's keep moving forward on this path to better health.